Hi, I'm Donald Skean, cookery writer and all-round foodie. It's okay? My love of home cooking was handed down to me from my grandmother and my family. It's like the Italian flag. They taught me that you don't need fancy equipment. Oh, wow, I like this. Or sophisticated ingredients to make delicious dishes. Are you ready for some food? Fantastico, I'll give you that. Now I'm traveling across Italy in search of the freshest local ingredients. It's a bit heavy. And the undisputed queens of the kitchen, the grandmothers, the Nonas. Ciao! Ciao! I'm hoping that they'll pass on their secret recipes and show me what makes their home cooking so delicious. Look at that, beautiful. And in exchange, I'm gonna cook up a dish or two of my own. Smells good? Okay. Let's hope they like it.
Bravo.
Grazie. Today, I learned how to cook wild rabbit. It's got the good taste, it's got the smell, it's got everything. Stuffed with the freshest ingredients. I meet my match in vegetables. Okay, it's a bit heavy. And take an outlandish trip through an orchard to find the sweetest ingredients. Ah, look at this. All before cooking up a surprise dish for Nonna Pierina. But will she like it? Today, I'm in Graffignano, 80 kilometers north of Rome on the Lazio-Tuscany border. Overlooking fields, forests and rivers, this hilltop town has a history dating back to Etruscan times and has always been renowned for the quality and variety of its produce. Despite its sleepy, rustic appearance, everyone here is on the go, working the land. Like Maurizio, who's giving me a lift to Nonna Pierina's. Her local reputation in the kitchen precedes her. She has literally spent a lifetime cooking for other people. And today, she's cooking for me. Pierina!
Arrivo.
Ah, ciao!
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 Vieni,
Ah,
vieni.
grazie, grazie. Nonna Pierina was born with a pan in her hand. She married Erasmo, a fellow cook, and together for many years they ran a local trattoria, renowned for its delicious rustic cooking. Now retired, Pierina is still an avid cook and involves her grandchildren in her culinary adventures whenever she can. Take it away, Nonna.
E qui adesso facciamo l'acqua cotta.
Okay, so we're going to make Aqua Cotta. Aqua Cotta is a hearty local soup. Everything in Italy is fried off in olive oil. It's fantastic. And this is really good quality stuff. The starting point is a classic soffritto. These chopped vegetables are an essential component of so many recipes in Italian cooking. And it's amazing what those three little ingredients, celery, onion and carrot do. It just instantly gives a base to a soup like this. Beautiful. Add boiling water, but not too much. And the chicory that she's adding in here is quite bitter, so it's a little bit different, and you can get it wild here, so you can pick it in the fields. And the thing about Aqua Cotta is that from family to family, it varies. It's like a good Irish stew. Everyone is different, and everyone makes it a little bit differently. This is Pierina's version. Next, she adds Swiss chard and a little passata. The thing about using Italian tomatoes is that they are always guaranteed to bring lots of flavour. Finally, parsley, garlic, salt and pepper. Facciamo bollire.
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 Oh, bring it to the boil. Yay! When the vegetables have reduced, add more water. The great thing about a soup like this is that it's so full of colour. It's got all those wonderful dark greens and they're really rich with nutrients, so you can guarantee this is good for you. Although Aqua Cotta literally means cooked water, I have a feeling Nonna Pierina's will be anything but. Is this you and your family?
La mia trattoria, il mio staff.
Do you make Aqua Cotta?
Sì.
Yeah? Your wedding?
Mio matrimonio.
Okay. Well, it's kind of obviously her wedding. After simmering for around 30 minutes, the soup is done. To really intensify, that tomato has kind of come up around the vegetables and it smells really good. I mean, it's cheap food, but it's gonna be delicious. What we're gonna do to serve it up, we have some bread in a bowl like this, and this is quite kind of stale bread. It's dry, and so what we need to do is introduce a little bit of liquid to it. So basically, a tiny bit of the liquid goes on top of the bread so that it soaks it. And now, in the liquid that's left over, uovo. Okay, so crack it on a flat surface, like this. Bene, bravo, grazie.
Poach an egg at a time, one for each guest.
Faccio. Oh, for me? Grazie. Oh, so she's giving me the honor of putting the egg across.
Perfetto, guarda.
Perfecto, look at that.
Bello.
And the beautiful thing about poaching an egg in all that beautiful liquid is that it soaks up all the flavor. Ah, this looks wonderful.
Aggiungiamo poco brodo.
Poco. Okay, so a little bit more of the liquid just in and around the soup.
Una macinata di pepe.
Okay, a little bit of black pepper over the top.
E l'acqua cotta è pronta.
Aqua Cotta is ready.
And there you have it, Aqua Cotta con l'uovo, a classic dish from the Lazio-Tuscan border.
Finalmente si mangia.
Mangia.
Piorina's neighbour, Daniela, joins us for lunch.
Hungry boy. Che bello.
The egg yolk is poached to perfection. Delicious.
Is really interesting. It's that combination of the chicory and the egg. It's kind of bitterness and it's kind of creaminess, so it really works together. It's fantastico, Pierina, fantastico.
Grazie.
Really
Grazie,
beautiful.
Nona. Grazie.
Pierina's duck?
Yes,
Yeah.
he's Donald.
The same as me. Donald, vieni. And he shakes his bum.
Yes.
Piorina reared Donald from a duckling, and now he follows her everywhere, just like a pet.
Donald, have some, have some. Or not, he's going there.
Mangia, Donald.
Mangia.
Bravo,
Oh,
bravo.
good boy. I've come all the way to Italy to find a duck named Donald. And he's just as strange as I am.
Donald mi è sembrato molto simpatico. È un tesoro.
Come on.
It's time to plan tonight's dinner. Piorina is cooking arrosto morto di coniglio, a local wild rabbit dish. And where better to find the freshest seasonal vegetables than in Daniela's abundant garden and vegetable patch. First stop, the olive grove.
Okay,
It's enough?
Yes.
Although the olives aren't ripe yet, Piorina wants their acidity to contrast with the sweet rabbit meat.
Usually we pick in November
Okay.
to make oil.
I mean, whoa,
No.
they're very, very bitter, but they still have that really like intense flavor of olive oil. It's that wonderful smell. It's just so intense. I mean, if you can get the flavor, but maybe reduce the bitterness, it's perfect.
Eccolo, guarda.
Fantastico.
And these tender young shoots of wild fennel are just what she's looking for.
It's a herb that I don't use as much as I should, and I grow it in my garden, but it's not like this.
These ones are so sweet and really, really fresh. Wow. And actually, it's the flowers that taste really, really intense.
Yeah.
But they not only add a great flavor, they add some really nice color as well.
Piorina's dish is catered for. Now it's my turn to find ingredients for my surprise dish. And I'm keeping it homegrown.
I have never seen so many beautiful varieties of vegetables. It's what Italy is all about. Beautiful ingredients that make all the difference to that final dish.
Like most smallholders in Italy, Daniela collects and uses her own seeds. This is good for the environment, as each area has its own unique varieties of vegetables.
Wow.
Like these yellow tomatoes. Yellow is probably the original color of tomatoes. In fact, the Italian word pomodoro derives from golden apple.
Look at all those varieties, the colors, the flavors, the textures. This is gonna be fantastic. When I bring these to the kitchen, we're gonna make something magic.
And now for the main ingredient of my surprise dish, a big star.
Check out the size of these pumpkins. This is absolutely amazing. I've never seen them so big, and the ones I've grown at home have only been this small size. It's a bit heavy.
Okay. I think I'm gonna stick with one of the smaller ones. Okay.
This smaller one will taste better too. This vibrant looking leaf is black basil, a real Italian treat.
It's going to be beautiful alongside all the dishes we're making tonight.
My final stop is an orchard in the valley where Velio the beekeeper keeps 6 hives, all feeding on the pollen from the surrounding fruit trees.
I have been stung by a bee just once, so I'm hoping not to repeat the experience today. I love this little machine. It's so old-fashioned, but so brilliant. It's got the smoke billowing out of it, and it just keeps the bees nice and calm. Ah, look at this. And it can be quite an intimidating process when there's loads of bees running around your head, but these ones are nice and calm. All those little bees are running around and putting tiny bits of honey in there.
I can't wait to taste the honey from these honeycombs. Surrounded by fruit trees, wild herbs, and flowers, it's guaranteed to be aromatic, floral, and utterly delicious. A real compliment to my dish.
Now I think I'm definitely going to have enough honey for tonight's dish. Andiamo! Let's go! I've got all the ingredients for dinner tonight, and now it's time to cook.
Chin chin.
Chin chin.
Coming up, I learn how to make Nonna Pierina's signature dish.
Felice, bravo!
Before cooking up a surprise of my own.
It's going to add wonderful flavour.
But will it get the seal of approval from the locals? I'm in Graffignano, 80 kilometres north of Rome, with Nonna Pierina and Donald the Duck.
I've come all the way to Italy to find a duck named Donald.
Pierina cooked me a local soup, Aqua Cotta, for lunch.
Hungry boy.
Before we raided a vegetable patch for tonight's dinner.
I mean,
No.
And now it's time to cook.
we have all the ingredients lined up for Nonna Pierina's beautiful stuffed rabbit with fennel and olives.
The main ingredients for this dish are a whole wild rabbit, rabbit livers, garlic, potatoes, fresh garden herbs, and olives.
Now, these aren't the olives that you'll get in any supermarket. And what I love is that she's using these beautiful little fennel flowers, and they're really, really strong, really intense flavors. Andiamo.
First, she fries off the rabbit livers in olive oil and prepares the garlic in the classic Nona style.
Cracking the garlic so that it gets all the flavor, but without the texture and the garlic being in the dish.
She adds chili pepper and diced potatoes.
The smell.
Next, the seasoning, both for the pan and the rabbit. Inside and out.
I have never tried these olives that are bitter like this in a dish, so this is interesting. So fennel goes in, okay, so lots of this chopped. I mean, it's the attention to detail, like these tiny little fennel flowers, that are gonna make a dish like this just really shine.
Bene, bravo.
Look, the smell now that you've added that fresh herb in there, it just really heightens it. So worthwhile doing.
Basta.
Basta, stop. Done.
Spegniamo.
No more gas, okay?
Next, she stuffs the rabbit with the vegetables, even its legs. If you don't have toothpicks, you can use kitchen string to hold it all together. Finally, drizzle with olive oil.
Quell'olio della padella.
Oh, see, look.
Perché
Don't forget the oil in the pan, because that's where the flavor is. And look, even as you add it in, all those little bits of herbs and those little kind of dark bits as the liver cooked up.
Questo è molto importante.
It's the most important thing. She's dead right.
Gli dà il profumo e il sapore buono.
It's got the good taste, it's got the smell, it's got everything.
Questo dopo.
Cover and cook on a low heat for 20 minutes. Then turn it and cook for another 25.
That color on that rabbit, it's gonna add so much flavor. Beautiful. Lid back on, let it cook slowly. Piano, piano, slowly, slowly. Chin chin, chin chin.
Once the rabbit is cooked, add a glass of white wine. Cover and simmer.
This has reduced down beautifully, and the white wine has taken all those dirty brown bits at the bottom and formed a beautiful little sauce. 1, 2, 3.
Via.
Hey!
Use some of the leftover vegetable stuffing to flavor the sauce. And if you don't have kitchen shears, you can use gardening secateurs just like Piorina.
All I'll say is I'm glad I'm not the rabbit. Look at the stuffing in there, and that is going to produce the most wonderfully flavoured meat.
Mettiamo il ripieno.
So she's emptying out the stuffing. The rabbit is beautifully cooked. It's nice and tender. The meat is almost falling off the bone here. And this is a lady who has handled a rabbit for sure before.
Felice?
Felice, bravo.
There it is, arrosto morto di coniglio. Stuffed rabbit, Piorina's style.
Piorina's dish was really amazing, and now I feel the pressure to create something that she's going to enjoy. I'm going to make a risotto with the ever-watchful eye of Piorina beside me. Now I'm feeling really brave because I'm going to make it with orzo, or pearl barley, which is not the typical ingredient to use. Normally you use arborio rice, arborio, but I'm going to use something a little bit different.
First, de-seed the pumpkin. Then, cut into segments.
The thing with these pumpkins is they have such a hard skin. The knife, if it's not a sharp one, can go easily all over the place. So just keep your eye on it very closely. This is where I cut myself. This is always the moment. When these pumpkin pieces roast off, they are going to give us these wonderful little sweet morsels, and they are just so worth it. They're worth any little hassle it takes. Now we need a little bit of olive oil all the way over, a little bit of seasoning, some black pepper all the way over, some sea salt. With any vegetable like this, you can treat it exactly the same way. It'll roast off, become really reduced and nice and sweet. And I'm just going to sprinkle over little leaves of thyme here. It's that beautiful freshness. Buono, che profumo. Buono, buono. It's one of my favorite herbs. And the thing with herbs like this, if you grow them in your garden, it's so, so wonderful. You can add freshness to your dishes really easily.
Roast at 220 degrees Celsius for 40 minutes. Add slices of bacon or pancetta and cover generously with honey. Then back into the oven for 5 minutes or until the bacon is crispy.
Any risotto, it starts with some butter and some onion.
Heat the butter until it's nice and foamy, and then add a clove of garlic.
Italian style. So that goes in, and I have some freshly chopped onion that goes in here as well. And what you're looking for is that onion to really reduce and be tender. Just as this onion has got a little bit of colour, what I'm going to do is add in our grain, some lovely pearl barley in here. Coat that grain all in the butter and the onion and the garlic so its flavour really kind of intensifies all the way through. Bowl away for a minute or two and you'll start hearing it kind of click and get excited. And then we're going to hit it with some white wine. And what we do at this point is just put the white wine in, bubble it away, and then we're going to slowly but surely add the stock. Some good vegetable stock going in here. Piorina's eating nuts and drinking wine, so that's okay. She's keeping herself busy while I cook.
Like a risotto, pearl barley requires love and attention. It's important to keep stirring as the stock gradually absorbs, so the starch is released and the grains don't stick.
Try some.
Grazie.
Buono?
Buono.
Buono, okay. Not the reaction I was hoping for, but that's okay. So just using a sharp knife, just cut these little pumpkins into pieces. And if you mush them just a little bit with the back of the fork, they'll add kind of texture and a little bit of flavour into this risotto. At this point, I'm going to put this straight in and then just mix that through. So now, to finish off this risotto, what I'm going to do is add in a slightly unhealthy ingredient, but a truly Italian ingredient, some Parmigiano Reggiano, and this is really good quality stuff. And then an extra little bit of butter, just to bring it all together. Okay, that is thoroughly mixed through and ready to serve. So I'm just going to scoop up generous spoonfuls of this. Piorina?
Che bello.
Che bello, okay, that's a good sign. To finish it off, I'm just going to grab a final piece of this beautiful pumpkin to sit over the top, nice and proud. And then those little bits of bacon, Parmigiano Reggiano, just over the top. Not your traditional risotto, but one I am definitely proud of and one that I love on a dark comfort day. So, beautiful risotto di zucca. Perfetto!
Ma ci vuole un applauso.
Grazie, grazie. Okay, she thinks it looks good, but now is the time to taste.
It's time for the moment of truth. The guests tonight are family and locals. Pierina's husband Erasmo, Daniela, Maurizio, and Velio the beekeeper.
Fantastico, Pierina. It looks good, it looks good.
Very good.
On tonight's menu, Pierina's beautiful arrosto morto di coniglio and my pumpkin and bacon risotto.
So she's never tried pumpkin and honey, and I've never tried rabbit with olives and fennel.
I'm in no doubt that Pierina's rabbit will go down a storm. It was the signature dish of her trattoria, after all. But the big question is, will they like mine?
Smells so good.
Here goes.
That beautiful rabbit that's really cooked until it's nice and tender, and then the contrast of the fennel and that bitterness from the olives. It's really something I've never tried before.
Now it's Pierina's time to try something new. And if I thought cooking risotto for Italians was going to be risky, cooking orzotto might be a gamble too far.
Yeah? She doesn't say straight away.
Dun, 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 dun.
Eh? Oh, she's taking some more pumpkin,
Allora,
zucca.
Che dici?
Completo bisogna assaggiare.
Ah, she needs her time. She have to taste every
Okay.
ingredient.
E orzotto.
Orzotto.
Risotto.
Io direi che è eccellente.
Eccellente! Fantastico! Oh, grazie Pierina, grazie.
Penso che è un bravo cuoco, Donald. Questa cosa di mischiare miele, zucca e orzo mi ha incuriosito.
Graffignano had the most incredible produce and some really, truly authentic Italian recipes. And for me, the end of the day was the best part because we got to eat all that wonderful food with her friends and family. Okay, hang on, here we go. Okay, cheers! Everyone say cheers!